Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Shadow Golbat, but this time it's got a buffed move. We're looking at that wing attack. This is what you're going to be typically running on your Golbat for the quick move. And then of course Poison Fang and Shadow Ball. You could go with, I'm going to look at the legacies here in just a second. I do believe it was Ominous Wind and Air Cutter. Yeah, that's it. So you could go with those, I suppose, but Shadow Ball doesn't really require so much energy, and since you're going to be gaining energy so fast now with its newly buffed wing attack, it's going to be able to spam it a little bit faster. Now, we're going to be pairing it up with Lantern here, and then of course, we got to bring back the Shadow Venusaur. You already know my number one pretty much, that and Mawile. Now, we're going to be swapping out the Lantern here in a bit for Scrafty. I just was like, you know what, Lantern is great and all, but we're going to go ahead and switch it up for the Pokemon that I was seeing, which is going to be leaving us completely vulnerable to Flyers in the back. I get it. And it's not like Golbat's something helping us against Flyers really at all. So as far as a completely balanced team towards the end, not quite so much, but you're going to see it's still putting in the work because there is an algorithm and we don't really worry about being completely hard countered all the time. It is going to be based upon those moves. So it does work out. With that said, if you do enjoy my content, give it a thumbs up. We got some exciting battles. Very happy to bring you these here today because I was like, you know what? As much as I want to keep going into the Rock, Paper, Scissors Cup, which is the Fighting Cup, and try to rise up my score by hopefully getting those good odds in the front, I'm just going to go into the Open Great League. I'm not a big fan of it, but let's go ahead and do it here. Can't wait for the Ultra League. Come on. It's so slow. All right, so let's have a little fun. Leading with Golbat the entire time. Met with a Wingull, or not a Wingull. Toilet Base. Let's just call it that. All right. Pelipper hitting me with a Weather Ball, doing a lot of damage, but they're going to be swapping to catch a Poison Fang. Very nice, not very effective, but we do have the good old trusty Venusaur, and look how much damage we're doing with each freaking Vine Whip. Now there's no way they got to an Earthquake, so we're going to go ahead and let this go here. This Pelipper is going to be doing quite a bit of damage with its quick move, as it is going to be super effective to our Shadow Venusaur, taking a lot more damage than usual. But our Frenzy Plant is going to absolutely demolish them. Now, if we get Bolt Shield, okay. We got a Lantern in the back and we had a CMP there. So we're going to bring in the Lantern and we're still going to be... okay. They didn't tap any bubbles so they can gain some farm. Okay, tough guy. Back it out. We take the... I'm joking, of course. That was a good play. Moving it on to our next battle here and met with a Medicham. Oh, heck yes. Let's go, baby. And they're going to be swapping into a Lickitung now. If I had the Scrafty, you know, we'd be looking pretty good right here. One of the reasons why I did swap to the Scrafty is because I kept getting Lickitungs on the team. It was weird. It's like, oh, okay. As soon as I put the Scrafty, they were just magically all gone. Anyways, bringing in the Venusaur here. I'm going to let that first charge move go and hit him with the Frenzy Plant. They're going to be shielding it up. Now, if they double shield this thing, then, you know, so be it. Yeah, you're not going to really be able to lick me down here. Well, not quite. We're going to be able to maybe get to a Frenzy Plant, so let's see what happens here. They're letting it go. Great, we win that matchup. That's all we really wanted to do. Now they can bring in their Medicham and farm us down with a counter, which is going to yield them with a bunch of energy, but we're going to be able to get to the Frenzy Plant before they're actually throwing anything, and we're getting their last shield. Now, we are going to get one-shotted by Psychic, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our Lantern here to just absorb whatever they do throw at us. And I think I swap right about here, and they make a systematic swap as well, but they do have an Alolan Ninetales with Charm, as we do resist it. This is just perfect. Are you kidding me? So what we're going to do is hit him with a Poison Fang, do super effective damage, farm them down. We'll have enough energy for that Shadow Ball as soon as they bring in that Medicham with a bunch of health left, and we're going to one-shot it. We're Shadow, super effective. It's non-stab, but you already know what it is. Golbat hits like a truck, especially in its Shadow form, and down goes the Medicham in pretty much one shot. Let's get it, folks. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do. Are you kidding me? Let's go with the Shadow Golbat with the new buffed wing attack. So we had a decent lead. They're going to be swapping into... Oh, looks like we got Sableye on the team for a minute. So they swap into their Drifblim. We let the Shadow Ball go. Unfortunately, I was trying to call an Icy Wind, so not looking particularly great here for me. And of course, they're going to be shielding it up. Can we get to it? Can we get to it? And we do not. Literally right on the dot, and they just farmed a whole lot of energy. And both the Pokemon that we do have are going to be taking super effective from that Icy Wind, so we're not in the best place, really. But we're able to farm them down, so that's pretty good there. Okay. They're bringing in a Swampert. They did lower our attack. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball and then swap into the Venusaur. And what do they have? It's that Trevenant. All right, now, Sludge Bomb's not necessarily super effective because of the ghost typing, right? So we're just going to go Frenzy Plant because it still does a ton. But of course they let it go. Out of all times, they would have shielded it up. It's like, am I playing bots over here? Or what? Can they see my screen? Because they're calling things that they would never call other times. It's a little bit weird, right? It's a little bit weird. Anyways, somebody comments down below, hey, that was me, Poke. Like, okay, well, I don't understand how freaking good your odds are by calling things like this all the time, people. I mean, it's good. You're playing well. But man, it's like flipping a coin and just getting that heads every single time. Alright, so we're taking that win with the Golbat. Not very effective. Poison Fang. Let's keep it moving here. Moving it on to our next opponent. We got a Bastiodon lead. You can't win them all. And we do have 2 Pokemon on the back to handle that. So we're swapping into the Venusaur. And they're bringing in a Medicham, which is not necessarily something that we really need to fear. Sure, Psychic's going to one-shot us. Sure, Ice Punch is basically going to one-shot us. But we're also going to be able to spam the Frenzy Plant, which is going to do a whole lot of damage. Now, our Frenzy Plant is, at this point, pretty much going to take them out. Alright, so they're going to use their last shield, which is great. Now, I am going to also double shield here. We need to win that matchup. We need to align the Scrafty with the Bastiodon. This is as simple as that. I mean, we cannot go back in there with the Golbat at all. Otherwise, you know, that's a wrap. Sure, Shadow Ball's going to do a decent amount, but they're going to farm us all the way down to Funky Town before we're actually able to do that. Bringing in that Trevenant and taking us out before we hit the Frenzy Plant. So this is looking pretty okay. Shadow Ball's going to do a whole lot of damage. As much as I was trying to catch, I really couldn't screw around here. So there it is. I'm waiting for them to try to catch or something like that with their Bastiodon or just snipe me or whatever the case may be. And I go ahead and swap because I should have maybe just kept on going. Maybe one more quick attack would have just done enough to counter them down even quicker. So they hit me with a Shadow Ball. Not very effective, but still doing a decent amount. Swapping into the Bastiodon, and I'm thinking, damn, I have this in the bag. Am I going to lose this game? Now, the best thing to do is go for the Power Up Punch. I mean, you could go for the Foul Play, depending upon if it would KO them. But I figured, let's just go ahead and raise our attack. Literally surviving with 1 HP. What's going to happen here, folks? We survive the Stone Edge. We take them out, and then we counter down the Trevenant. Are you kidding me? Let's keep it moving. Horrible lead again with the Golbat up against the Walrein. Swapping into our Scrafty this time, and they're going to be bringing in their Frostlass. And I'm not going to even mess around. We're just going to go straight for the foul plays here. And we're getting 1 shield. Great, no problem at all. Now, they're not going to really be able to outpace us here, although the Frostlass does farm up the Avalanche very fast. They're going to almost be to their next one, but we're going to go ahead and throw the next foul play. I mean, what's the point of going for Power Up Punch at this point? We should have done it from the get-go. So we're taking them out. We're winning that matchup. Beautiful. And they're coming in here with a regular Stun Fist, which is not going to be able to KO us here. And I do think we go for the foul play. Let's just go ahead and go for the big damage here, right? And we also have the Venusaur in the back lying in wait. So we're getting a shield out of them. And we're going to be able to get to another one here unless they throw exactly. So they're going to have to use up that energy here. And we're in a very good position here since we did get the alignment and winning swap. They are down both shields and we've got 1 left. This is looking absolutely beautiful. So yes, I am going to be bringing in the Golbat here because Venusaur is going to be able to handle everything here, right? So they're hitting me with a discharge, swapping back into the Walrein, immediately bringing in that Venusaur. Now they're going to be able to get to an Icicle Spear here, but that's perfectly fine. All we had to do is shield this up. The Galarian, the regular Stunfisk is not going to be able to KO us. Even with the Mud Bomb, it's going to do a decent amount, but it's just not enough. And we're going to be able to get to that Frenzy Plant right after they hit this here. And Venusaur is going to be able to take the win for us. Yet again, every Pokemon putting in the work. I found that this Scrafty Venusaur Golbat team, Shadow Golbat, Shadow Venusaur, amazing. I loved it. All right, now a Shadow Scrafty is going to be crazy, but you're going to be going down by Charm in like 3 hits. So keep that in mind. Next battle, have a Medicham, great lead. They're going to be swapping into a Whiscash. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Venusaur. And since they're throwing their energy so quick, we already know that this is going to be a Mud Bomb, so we don't need to shield up a damn thing here. We're going to farm them all the way down, and then whatever they do throw in, we're just going to hit them with Frenzy Plant over and over again, and or Sludge Bomb. Let's see what they have. We have no health here, and we're going to immediately go for the Frenzy Plant. First Pokemon that they did have from the start, well, Medicham. Okay, so we're going to go for another one here. They let the first one go. Would assume they're going to shield this one up, and they're not going to, letting that go too, and putting all their hope into the Galarian Stunfisk. Now, all right, I'm being a cat playing with my food at this point here. So there is a little bit of a logic behind this, and I'm sure all of you can understand that, or most of you. So we're throwing the Poison Fang, lowering their defense. They're not going to be able to take us out with a quick move, and I'm just screwing around at this point because I was thinking, you know, I'm going to win this without using a single shield. You haven't shielded yet? You want to play that damn game of flexing, or maybe just holding onto your shields until the end? Okay. We'll do the same thing as well. So as soon as they see the Scrafty, they know it's over, right? Taking that win, nobody used the shield. Great! Moving it on, what are we going to see here? Trevenant, that's pretty good. We do need to look out for that Shadow Ball. Shadow Claw is going to be doing a lot. They don't like it. They immediately swap into their Tentacruel, and they're still doing quite a bit of damage with that Poison Jab since we are going to be part Grass type. Calling the Acid Spray, let's get it. Now, I do screw up here. I should have went for the Frenzy Plant a little bit sooner, but I thought I'd be able to get to 2 here, so let's see it. We're getting a shield out of them, and they're able to take us out, so yeah. Maybe should have shielded up that Acid Spray, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Golbat here. We know we don't need to worry about any sort of poison move, so we're going to let it go, and we call an Acid Spray. Getting to the Shadow Ball and still holding on to both of our shields here, but it is a matter of, are we going to be able to pull this off with a Scrafty and a Golbat? Quite a good team combination, and they have a Lantern and that Trevenant, so we know both Pokemon that they do have here. Now, our Golbat's going to be able to at least go for Shadow Ball, and the C-Bombs are going to really start to add up here, so we are probably going to have to shield up. We'll just see. Yeah, we still have 2 shields, so we're definitely going to shield this up. Now, I have to counter this thing down. I have to counter Trevenant down. Not very effective. Can we do it? Fantastic. We do. Great. Now, we're going to go straight for the foul play because there is really no time to screw around here. Sure, I can bait, yada, yada, yada. We get a shield. That's okay. So what we're going to do is swap into our Golbat. Go for the Poison Fang. We could have went maybe to the Shadow Ball, but I'm just going to play it safe, lower their defense, knowing that we're going to be able to get to another foul play here. And since they do have Water Gun, they're not going to be able to farm up extremely fast, so we don't have to really worry about that. Taking us out immediately. Scrafty holding on by the hair on its head. Let's just say that. Because it has none. Okay. All right. Moving it on to the next one. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. You better believe it. So there's no algorithm, right? That's why I just keep seeing the same Pokemon over and over again, right? Right. All right, swapping into a Registeel and bringing in the Scrafty. We do need to look out for Focus Blast. That is going to do a lot of damage. So we are going to shield it up. Unfortunately, they hit me with a Zap Cannon. We could have easily survived that. No problem at all. But we can't be playing any games over here. So they have lowered our attack. No problem. Okay. Didn't we go for a Power-Up Punch? Now we're looking about even here, right? Did I? Or am I just going crazy? Doesn't really matter. They back out. We take the win. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. Oh, another horrible lead here up against Galarian Stunfisk. So we're going to bring in the Venusaur. We don't want to bring in our Scrafty. We don't want them to throw out a Charm User or something like that. Venusaur at least has a little bit of coverage. If they do bring in a Fire type, we got that Sludge Bomb, right? So they're bringing in a Pelipper, which is going to be shielding up our first Weather Ball, or our first Frenzy Plant. We're going to shield their first Weather Ball and let the next one go here. Because they can spam extremely fast, this is not very effective. We will survive. Frenzy Plant will take out Pelipper at this point. Very squishy, part flying, but also water, taking a lot of damage. And there you go, taking them out, winning that matchup. They bring in their Stunfisk and farm us down here. And we're going to go ahead and bring in the Scrafty. And I mean, you could hit me with Earthquake. This thing is going to be able to take a hit. Not the best IVs on this one, actually. So, yeah, you can probably look for a better bulky stat product, Scrafty. But I'm using this one. I don't give a damn. Alright, so we go for the foul play, just doing as much damage as we can, and we're going to actually let this go and farm them down with the Golbat, and hope that there's something in the back that we can handle. Since they're not immediately swapping, that's kind of an indication that I don't think so. Yep, a Trevenant in the back. We're not even able to hit that Shadow Ball as we were about to. They back out, and we take the win yet again. A lot of backouts with this team here. Taking a 5-0, looking clean, looking fresh. Loving this team. It's a blast. And I didn't even have to make anything. I already had the Golbat ready to go. All right, let's keep it moving here, folks. Into the next ones. Still leading with that Golbat. Another Bastodon lead. Okay, sounds good to me. Gonna bring in that Venusaur. Again, swapping into Scrafty right off the bat. Not the best idea, although you can still do it. Just hope that they don't have a Charm User or a Shadow Machamp or something like that, right? So they're letting that first one go, as they should, and they can. And we're going to have to shield this up if we want to win any sort of matchup here. Of course, they're going to be swapping, and they have a Grottle Shadow. We've used this thing before. Pretty interesting Pokemon. And, of course, they're going to be shielding it up. Almost feel like I should have just went for the damn Frenzy Plant at this point. But that's okay. At least we're going to be getting both shields. And then bring in our Golbat that has a massive resistance. If I recall this correctly, they have two Razor Leaf users. It's going to be this Grottle and then a Victory Bell. That's not even Shadow, it's just a Victory Bell. So yeah, we're going to have a little bit of an uphill battle here, but at least we're going to be able to pull it off. Shielding this up, maybe, we'll see. And farming them down. We already know what they're going to bring in here, Bastodon. So we immediately swap, and there it is. Oh, it's a Shadow Vic too. I don't know why I thought it wasn't. Of course it's a Shadow Victory Bell. So two Shadow Razor Leaf users and a Bastodon in the front. Hey, you do you, boy. Okay, and we're almost able to counter down. They're surviving with 1 health. You get freaking kidding me? Give me a break. Come on. Give me a break. So we quick move them down. We're going to go for Shadow Ball and take out this Bastodon with our Flyer. Let's go, Shadow Golbat. Take out that What did that hero say back in the day? You remember that guy? He used to be really comedical. He called it old grandpa face, right? A lot of good YouTubers have came and gone. A lot of useless ones have stayed. All right, so what do we got going on? Up against Talonflame. Okay, this is not the worst situation here. Our backline doesn't want to see it, so we're going to go ahead and shield it up. They swap into a Whiscash, and we're going to go ahead and bring in that Venusaur to put in that work. Now, if they farm up a whole bunch, you better believe they're going for a Blizzard. And here is the game plan: to shield it up, farm them down, and then hit the Talonflame with a couple of Frenzy Plants. Get a shield and potentially do a bunch of damage. This is just a Mud Bomb. Unfortunately, they're getting to it to do a little bit of extra damage. That's a little unfortunate. Now we're not going to be able to survive as long to get to the next Frenzy Plant. So we're throwing the first one here. Maybe. Can we get to the next one? Nah, ain't happening. Down we go and do quick moves, unfortunately. So no shields on no shields. What's happening here? Bringing in the Golbat, immediately going for the Poison Fang here. So I'm thinking, okay, you got two things. You got a Flyer in the front. Maybe you're weak to fighting in the back. So we bring in the Golbat to kind of just absorb it, immediately swap, and they got a Lantern, so not necessarily weak to fighting at all in the back. But this is still a decent matchup, and we've seen it before with the Scrafty. So we're going to go ahead and just throw Foul Play since everything's wide open. Might as well just keep going for it because they're not going to be shielding up, right? Hitting me with a Thunderbolt, and they do have... what's that quick move? Charge Beam? Yeah, it's not going to be farming up so quick, so we're great. Going to be able to take them out here, and then farming down the Talonflame with one quick move, and taking the win with a Scrafty at the end. Let's keep it moving. Next battle, met with a Mandibuzz. Yeah, that's really not an issue, actually. As a matter of fact, since it doesn't have Air Slash quick move, we don't really need to worry about it too much with our Scrafty. You're going to see that Aerial Ace still doesn't even really do too much damage to it from an Mandibuzz. So they're going for a Shadow Ball. Big damage. Big damage. Okay. So they're either going to have Foul Play or Air Slash, or I mean Aerial Ace. So let's see what it is. I would assume it's Aerial Ace. There it is. Okay, you reveal both moves. Sounds good to me. Bring it in Scrafty, and we're going to go ahead and counter this thing all the way down to Funky Town. Because it is going to be part dark, we can do that no problem. And since we did lower the defense, looking good. And they have a Medicham, so I kind of just systematically go for the Foul Play here. Which, I don't know, swapping into the Venusaur, still 1-to-1 shield. Tell me what you got in the back. Something weak to Venusaur. If I remember correctly, again, it might be an Azumarill. Let's see. So they go for a Power Punch. They get my shield. Okay, no problem. You baited me. You got me. This might be the Azumarill one. I'm pretty sure it is. They get my shield here. Yep, Psychic, swap. Yo, we need to build up to do Frenzy Plants, or we lose. Okay, beautiful. So long as they don't sneak it in, which I don't think they will because we win CMP here, and that was definitely not long enough to collect enough for Ice Beam. Next one's going to KO them, and then Venusaur should be able to take the win here and quick move down, or they're going to back out. Oh no, and we take the win. Let's go. All right, folks, let's keep it going. This team is so dang good here, and we're met with something that a lot of people are showcasing lately because of the new wing attack. We both got it. Let's have a little fun. Okay, so we don't need to worry about Earthquake. I mean, well, it's definitely not Earthquake because they didn't build up to it. Going straight for the Shadow Ball here. Let's see if we get a shield. And they're letting it go. That's all I really needed. We don't need to worry about anything else here. Now, I kind of wanted to let this go. Or we're letting it go. Never mind. I think we still win this. Oh, my goodness, we do. This is not very effective, but we're going to be able to win that swap without having to use a shield. And coming out of here with 2 HP, so they can't farm us up too much. Great. Bring it in the Scrafty. Still need to look out for the Focus Blast. And I do believe I tried to catch here with my Venusaur. Focus Blast and the Zap Cannon are both not very effective, right? So we shield it up. There it is, Focus Blast. Okay, so I figure they're going to go for another one here. So I go for the Power Punch. I'm looking for a shield, Do I get it? There it is. Fantastic. Great. Farming up a little bit more and throwing in the Venusaur to catch whatever they threw. It's a Zap Cannon, unfortunately. Never mind, Focus Blast. Wow, it's still doing half health. Okay, that's the testimony of how damn squishy Shadow Venusaur is and how OP these Pokemon are. Some of these Pokemon, like, you use what you gotta use, but I don't ever want to hear it. Oh, yeah, like, you just use the meta. No. Nope, not gonna. Anyways, what's going on here? Scrafty always putting in that work up against his Bastiodon. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, baby. Weak to fighting in the back, and we take them out. Kind of just stood there like, huh? But why? Alright, looking good, folks. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Shadow Golbat with its new wing attack buff is great. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
I touch the deck. This is the best day of my life.